Uh-oh, what in the heck is Goldpan up to today? What's he got to go into this place for? So I had to go over to the electronics store to buy a little component, one of these little capacitors, because old Goldpan did a real dum-dum. This is a King controller here that that runs my dry washer, so it's a speed controller, right? I don't know what they cost. I mean, everybody's getting these speed controllers off of eBay and Amazon, and they're super cheap, $4 or $5. But I figured, you know what? I'll look into this thing, see what's going on with it. What happened was, it's been pretty rainy. I went and did some dry washing, and I left the controller in the back of the truck. And when I did, it got wet, is what I think. Because then the next time I went to go use it, it worked for 1 second and So I've already taken this thing all apart, and I'm going to show you guys some stuff today. There's going to be no gold in this video. This is going to be one of those DIY kind of videos today. I've got my soldering gun out here, meter, so on and so forth. But this is the speed controller. So when I first opened it up, you know, on the cover right here, I saw this. That is evidence of something. So when you open it up, what is right below that spot? Well, right below that spot is this thing. These are tiny little capacitors. Every time you see something like this, these are capacitors. I went to the electronics store, bought this capacitor for 50 cents. It was on my way home from work, so I didn't have to go out of my way. And we're going to look to see if we can't get this piece of equipment repaired and fixed today. It shouldn't take me a long time to do. On the back side, there's also a problem here with this trace where the copper blew up right there, so I got to put in a new piece there. And then I'm going to seal up a bunch of other little areas of things you can do. So if this is something you guys are interested in, learning how to fix electronics, removing resistors and capacitors and stuff like this so that you can fix your own stuff, this is the video for you. So let me go grab some gloves, because I don't want to be touching any of this stuff and all the other things. And then I'll be back here in just a sec. And whatever happens on this video, guys, there are a lot of different soldering techniques. There are a lot of different soldering irons and guns and all kinds of different stuff. So take it easy on me on the comments. By no means am I an expert. I know a lot. I know how to solder, and I know a lot about it. But there's all kinds of little variances when it comes to soldering and how exactly to do it in the proper way. But let the doctor do his thing, and we'll get this thing started and see if we can't get something fixed. So first thing you have to do is this capacitor, they explode. This one is exploded. These two are good here. I need to go around to the back side. The two pins that are soldered onto this board are right here and right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put heat here, and then on this finger I'm just going to be pushing down, giving it pressure. Then that one will break loose. Then I'll put the soldering iron right here, get that good and hot. Of course, then I'll apply pressure up, and then this will pop out, and then we'll be able to solder in a brand new capacitor in here. One thing that you always want to be mindful of is on every single capacitor, it has a stripe or some kind of signifier line on one of the sides. It'll be all one color, but then it'll have some marker. The marker is for the negative side of the capacitor. So you can see this capacitor, it's black everywhere, and it's got that white stripe, and it's got a little negative sign in it. So you always got to make sure you put those in exactly the same way. Sometimes on the boards it'll be stamped negative on one side, So, but for this gig here, I just need to remember that negative was on the inside. Let me get the soldering iron all hooked up. And I'll be back here in a second. This soldering iron really isn't the right kind. I really need to use, oh, it already broke loose. Now we're going to heat up the other side. And I'm just kind of walking it out. Maybe only one more time I got to do it. So that cap, this capacitor that blew up is a gonzo. She's done. What we're going to do now is feed this one in. And we got to remember that the white negative side goes to the inside. We will feed that through, pull it down as far as we can. Looks like this on this back side. Now I'm going to need to solder this in here. I can't really do it like this. I need to hold solder and the soldering iron. So we're going to use this little junky old vise. I'll be back here in a sec when I get that set up. So for this kind of stuff, I use a rosin soldering flux. Works pretty good. You just put a little dab right there, pile up some in here. It's kind of already just squirting out by itself on me here. There's a little bit of pressure in this tube, so we'll get that in there. Find me some little bit of solder. And this is going to be really hard for you guys to see, but I basically heat up the wire and it gets it hot enough down here on the bottom, just like that. This soldering iron here is really not the right kind for this little electronics type of stuff. That is good, guys. This is what it looks like. That didn't take but 2 seconds. This thing will be fixed. It's all about knowing how to fix stuff, having the tools to do it, the knowledge. Kind of cut this off with some scissors, or you could even use some toenail clippers or whatever. Make sure that blobs aren't touching other blobs. And that's good to go. Next we're going to move over to this blown out trace. So this here is super easy to fix. So to repair this, I kind of need to clean it up with some rubbing alcohol. But you can buy like a copper tape like this and just stick it across there. It probably would work just like that, but we're going to go ahead and put a little dab of solder on there to make sure that the current can flow through. So this copper tape, it's got a light adhesive on it on the back side. So all you really got to do is just try to bridge that gap a little bit. Kind of sticks on there. It ain't the most prettiest thing in the world, but like I said, it has adhesive so it sticks down. Now at this point right now, I probably have the continuity that I did not have before with my meter. So when I used my meter on this before, I didn't get any readings. It's alive. It's alive. So this baby's done. Didn't take me very long. It takes a long time to record this stuff and get everything set up. But I don't know what this thing would cost new, probably 30 bucks. I don't know. To get this exact replacement, but we got her done already, except for this little ribbon, that trace. We need to get that fixed up. We need to throw a little bit of solder on there. So let me get this puppy soldered. There's some other stuff I got to do to it, and I'll show you all that too. So we're going to put a little dab of flux right here. So we got the flux on each side. Grab the solder, get the iron. We're going to heat this baby up. Put a little bit over here on this side. And that baby's done. I could have done a little bit better job, but I went back in there, touched it up a little bit. That looks a little bit better. Make sure we still have voltage stuff across the way. Want to always be kind of checking that continually. Okay, we're still good on that piece. Now, you always want to, one thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this a little step farther. So, all these traces, all these little lines in here, all this stuff, this is all copper underneath here, and all these little lines. All those little lines are called traces. And you can see here, on the bottom of this, housing, they put hot glue down. And when they stuck this in there on the hot glue, it removed the outer coating. So you see it sticking out here. This is all opened up. You can see all this copper here. There's just a few little spots that I want to repair. So I'm going to grab some alcohol, some rubbing alcohol. It should be more than 70%, but that's all I got on me. We're going to lay compound over all these spots that don't have it anymore, that it's been stripped off. Just for protection, that the elements can't get to this stuff. Clean up all those spots that I'm going to do it on, just like this. Get rid of all that old crappy flux on this board. You want to put it back to as clean as it possibly can. We're good for now. I'm going to let that stuff dry. I'll come back. We've got the compound here. Well, I got a little snafu with this stuff. I can't find my other one that I had. So this is a replacement. I can't find my damn tube that hooks to it. But guys, I still have this one. This is a circuit sealer, conformal coating, protects and insulates components, circuit traces, and repairs. This pin here is the same thing as that green stuff. It's just a pin. You just push it like this. This stuff here is clear. So you would just put it onto all those spots like this and seals them all. So I'll get to work on these little spots, those spots, then I'll work on all this big stuff. I'll go right over the top of it with the circuit sealer. Throw it on fast forward, guys. I'll be back here after a little bit. All right, that board's all done, guys. And this stuff actually smells exactly like nail polish. I've heard you can use nail polish on here also. So now all I got to do, get everything put back in the box here, get it hot glued down in there. My wire this is not the wire that came with this kit. I moved that wire to a different piece of equipment, but all these wires here I made, and they'll work for my dry washer. So all 4 of these wires have to go into these holes so that it can be hooked up to these male pins. While I'm waiting on the glue gun to sit here and heat up, I figured I'd turn on the camera and just shoot the shit with you. Sorry about all the junk in the background, all my camping gear and other prospecting stuff. But yeah, knowing how to solder, fix computer boards, it's a pretty valuable skill. It doesn't take a whole lot of money to be able to do it. And it can kind of save you a little bit of money in the long run, you know. I bet you if I wasn't trying to shoot a video and all that stuff on this one, I would have probably got this done in maybe under 5 minutes. So it doesn't really take a whole lot of time. And there are things out there that are pretty worth it fixing if you didn't have the money to replace it. Guys, I'm going to throw a little bit of hot glue here, basically right where the hot glue was in the beginning. We're going to take this board, slide it back in the hole, kind of mush it down in that hot glue a little bit, let that stuff sit. Basically, we're about done. I got to remember how the wires came in here. But I'll get all that done off camera. Then I'll be back at the very bitter end. Alrighty guys, that's what it looks like at the end. This basically is a done dealio. We'll get this cover put back on. I did lose one of the screws, but this will get my Keen dry washer controller back up and running. Really like using this thing. Comes in handy for just all kinds of things out there in the field. Sometimes you want to run that dry washer a little bit slower. So you just bump this controller down. It works great. I upgraded the wiring on this. The Keen doesn't come with 10 gauge. This is 10 gauge stranded. It comes with 12. So it's bumped up a little bit more heftier. That's always a nice thing. And yeah, I got a soldering iron in the flux and all the paste and solder and all that good stuff, guys. But and that all did cost to get the first initial start to have all that gear and equipment. But pretty much, like I said earlier, it didn't cost me any time. And that capacitor was only 56 cents. Got this sucker back on the road. It's good for another 100,000 miles. If you guys stayed around this long, I hope you guys learned something. As always, if you guys have any questions about what I did or how I did it, or you need advice on something like this, hit me up, Goldpan Suntan at gmail.com. I'm always happy to help whoever I can or whoever's asking questions. So we'll be back out on the prospecting next week. So stay tuned. We'll see if I pull any gold. You guys take it easy out there. Have a good one. Smash out my subscribe button if you would. Take care out there. Goldpan and Suntan is out.